Hey everybody, how you doing? We're gonna come here with this story that I'm pretty sure is going to continue to be the most talked about topic in the next month or so, besides maybe, wearing masks. But I believe this one will take over everywhere, and it should, because continuously they are still somehow convincing people that this virus is so bad, that it's so deadly, but we're still going to send your kids to school because, we can do it. It'll be safe. They'll wear masks. They'll do shorter days. They'll do, no contactless teaching. It's some of the craziest stuff I've ever heard, and it was great because I've talked to two people in my family that were 100% on the other side of the fence than you and I are, okay? And this is something, guess what? We agree on. But all they could say is, yes, you're right, that does not make sense. And I said, you're going to continue to see more and more things like this where you just can't have it both ways. You can't have a deadly virus that's sweeping through the country, that you literally have crushed people's worlds and shut their world down, okay? And then turn around and say we're going to send your children, the loves of your life, to school? And you can't say, oh, it's because they're less likely, blah, blah, blah. Look, 2 and 3 months ago, I could throw up 10 articles right now telling everybody how it doesn't just hit old people. It definitely hits young kids. Remember, I did a story on Kawasaki disease, how they were saying that, CV is causing that in these children. So they continued to push the fear back then that it could hit our children, and we had to really lock down because it could come after our young kids, and it's not just the elderly. Well, where did that go? Oh, now it's not that bad. They can get around it as long as these kids wear a face mask. Are you kidding me? You really think these kids are going to wear these masks, right? And didn't Mr. Fauci say, it's a bad thing, don't touch your face? Didn't they all say that? Don't touch your face, it's bad to touch your face. What do you think these kids are going to be doing all day long, touching their face, touching their face, touching their face? There is no chance this will work. And if anybody honestly thinks it will, they're crazy. They're crazy. The only way it works is if there is no threat. There is no true threat the way they're telling you that there is. Let's read this. It says, how likely are the younger students to comply with wearing a face covering at school? It says, Birmingham, Alabama. This is from yesterday. It says, now that the Alabama Safer at Home order requires school staff to wear a face covering and students in the 2nd grade and up to wear them, WBRC asked the experts, right? Oh, I'm sick of it. How likely they are to wear them all day. Okay, so the 2nd grade up, let's stop there. 2nd grade up. So you are talking, my son he will be 12 when he goes back, and he's going into 6th grade. So you are talking, 8, 9. There's no chance these kids are going to wear these masks. I'm sorry. Acceptable face coverings according to the order are masks, homemade or manufactured. Now this is another thing too. I'm sorry. I know I should just read more, but I have to say something like this. Homemade. Really? So these kids, I guess it's not that important, right? Because you can just throw some handkerchief over your kid's face. Yeah, it's good enough. Right? If it was really a threat, wouldn't they say, no, it has to be this exact way. This mask needs to be on like this. And then guess what, too? This is something that nobody is talking about. I had a subscriber, I wish I could remember who it was, but they asked me a question, and it is great. Why do we not have receptacles for these masks if they're so deadly? And I'll take it another step further than that. Why aren't they giving us directions on how long to wear them? Where to dispose of them, how to, change them, like I said, do you need to wear 1 per day, 2 per, they're not telling you any of that because there is no threat the way that they're telling you. I mean, think about it. Right now people are wearing the same mask over and over and over again. Tons of people are. Think about that. That means the moisture, you leave what if something gets wet, a piece of cloth gets wet, what happens? It starts to mold. Well, what do you think? And it catches all the bacteria and everything else. What do you think you're going to do if you continue wearing the same mask? You're breathing into that. All that moisture is getting into there. Then you come home, you set it down, you leave it down. Oh, then when you go again, you put it back on. You don't got to worry about the virus. You got to worry about black mold and bacteria all getting into your system. I mean, people, open your eyes. All right. I'm sorry. A little rant. We're all good, though. It says, acceptable face coverings according to the order are masks, homemade or manufactured, or face shields. The face coverings must cover the nose and mouth at all times when within 6 feet of a person from a different household. How is that even... That's very confusing. How could that even... That you expect the kid to understand that part? We've heard some adults complain about wearing face coverings, but the UAB infectious disease assistant professor Dr. Ellen Eaton said children may surprise everyone with how easily they're able to comply with wearing a mask. Wow. No, sorry. My kid won't be there to wear the mask. Good luck. However, if needed, Eaton said there is always a way to increase the chance of children wearing masks. What's that? Forcing them? Kids can do really well with masks, especially when they see mom and dad model the mask use, Dr. Eaton said. Guess what? There you go. That's them again, putting it where people are going to be able to say, Eric, you're a horrible parent. Eric, you don't care about people. Eric, you don't care about the country. Eric, you don't care about the greater good. If you would have wore one at home, if you would have been a prime example for your child, your son would wear these all day long and they would be happy to do it. But because of you, Eric, you're the problem. Not the child, not the mask. You, Eric. Trust me, that is where they're going with this. It says, of course, there are exceptions, including people with disabilities. Okay, so if there's an exception for the disabilities, right, these people, that means they can't wear the mask. But wouldn't that mean that then they're going to get your virus? So how can you say, oh, well, it's okay. If you have a disability, you don't have to wear the mask. Well, what? Hold on. Do you care about those people or not? Because if you cared about them, you'd be saying, okay, you can't be in the school then. We can't put you in that position. Oh, no. No. Yeah, you don't have to wear a mask. Okay, so they're just going to get it, right? They're going to get this virus that they're saying is spreading, which we know, it's not what they say they are. So, it says specifically autism spectrum disorders, or if your child gets a certain type of therapy and they need to read lips. If your child is hearing impaired, they may need a staff person to be in a face shield, or even a staff person to be in a special mask with a clear insert over their mouth so they can read those lips, Eaton suggested. Autism, we know where that comes from, right? All your vaxes. Yep, that's the end of that article. I just wanted you to, see that. And here, we can click on this real quick. I got enough time. Let's listen to this, okay?
Tonight on your side, asking
here we go.
How likely are kids to wear a mask all day? Brittany Dion tonight on your side, getting some answers.
The extended Safer at Home order requires teachers to wear face coverings and students grade 2nd and up to wear them as well. Acceptable face coverings are masks, homemade or manufactured, or face shields. All must cover the nose and mouth at all times when within 6 feet of a person from a different household. We've heard some adults complain about them, but UAB infectious disease assistant professor Dr. Ellen Eaton says children may surprise us with how easily they're able to comply with the order. But if needed, Eaton says there is a way to increase the chance of children wearing masks.
Kids can do really well with masks, especially when they're seeing mom and dad.
Yeah.
Of course, there are exceptions, including people with disabilities.
Specifically autism spectrum disorders, or if your child gets a certain type of therapy where they need to read lips, if your child is hearing impaired, they may really need a staff person to be in a face shield, or even a staff person to be in a special mask with a clear inset over their mouth so that they can read those lips.
Now, there are several additional exceptions to this law. We'll have them all on the WVRC News app. Brittany Dion reporting.
Yeah.
WVRC.
So they just read exactly what I read to you, but I wanted to see what she looked like and said. Dr. Eaton. Yep. I think it's kind of funny because they say right here, they don't elaborate. They say, if needed, There is a way to increase the chance of children wearing masks. That sure sounds like maybe they're going to be forced to wear masks. You know what else, too? You know what else I'm worried about, too? What if, this goes another month or two, say they put all these kids back in school, and right before they go back to school, or within, say even a few weeks going in, they say, oh, you don't have to wear masks no more. Well, why? Because we got the vax. So all the kids can be, oh, yay, all these parents, hee, my kids don't got to wear a mask, we don't got to wear a mask, we're all good, we just got to go get a shot and put poison in us. Oh, man, yep, that's the day we live in, that's the times we live in. Let's just continue to share this information, continue to get the truth out there. They can continue to shut down my other channels, and I'll just continue to make more. I know what I'm doing is important. I know what we're all doing is important. And I thank each and every one of you for every comment, every share of my video, every time you even speak of the information that is in any of the articles or videos that I bring to you. Because we are making a difference. Trust me, we are making a very big difference. That's the reason that they're pushing so hard right now, because we are making a difference. That, they have to have people wearing masks for the fear. Because if those masks were not on everybody right now, nobody would even care about this. They'd go outside and they'd be like, man, everything's normal. But when you go around and you have all these people in masks, it just instantly triggers, you to remember about all the fear that they've instilled inside of you. You just have to let that fear go. We cannot live with that fear. Continue to pray against this evil. This praying will knock that evil, knock it down over and over again. And you'll always, with your faith, you will always come out on top. I promise you that. So please, continue to pray. Love your family. Protect your family. Protect your children. Please, God, protect your children. And Lord, please protect all of us right now that are fighting through all of this. Thank you all so much. We'll talk to you soon. God bless.